This is the Simpit. I am your host, Sean Cole, and in a recent review of the Fanatec Clubsport Shifter SQ, after the review, there were comments by you out there. I talked to Thomas of Fanatec, and there are some things that I just wanted to add to that original review. So here I am today to make a correction, talk about some of your questions out there, and expand one step deeper on that original review. Now it all starts with the first correction, and that was regarding 7th gear, and whether it could be used with the Fanatec existing wheels. Now the reality is, with the 911 wheels, you still will not be able to use 7th gear. However, when plugging this directly into the Clubsport wheel, you will have 7th gear available just like when plugging it in with the USB adapter. Another thing that I did mention during that review was the amount of wiggle left to right in the shaft while sitting in gear. This is a rotational movement that allows the knob to twist left and right about 1/8 of an inch. I have not ever noticed it while driving, but it does strike me as odd. I also sort of glazed over quickly the tension adjustment of the shifter. With a 5mm Allen, you can adjust the tension or friction of the shifts from almost none to nearly unmovable. There were also requests to actually hear the shifter in action. So we went ahead and got you some of those shots, or better yet, audio sounds as well. During the review, I did mention the great options for mounting this shifter. However, if you're running at a desk or any rig with a flat surface, there is a Clubsport shifter mount that is available from Fanatec. The mount goes for $30 and it has several options for holding the shifter in different ways. There's a top and front location for mounting, and on the front one you have quite a bit of adjustment up and down. It took a little effort to get it cranked down all the way, and the clamp might even bend during installation, but it is strong and built to handle that extra clamping. In the end, it will only be as strong as the surface you mount it to. And now to finish things off, I want to go back to the bottom line section of the review. Many people actually asked me to make direct comparisons between this shifter and others that I've tested on the market. Now starting off in H pattern mode, I've actually tested the TSW, the TH8RS, and the Canon shifter that never actually saw the market. The Clubsport wins in almost all categories against the others I have tried. It is the best looking of the three, and it most resembles a real shifter. At $200, it is a bit more than the TH8RS, but less than the TSW. The shifting action on this one actually rivals the TSW and feels much more substantial than the TH8RS. Of the H pattern shifters that I've used, this is my favorite, but I really need to test out the eSIM hardware, the Frex, and a few other high ones on the market. In sequential mode, I can compare it to the Derek Spear designs, the Frex, and the ARC. Once again, when judging on appearance, the Fanatec is the best looking one and most resembles a real life shifter. However, in sequential mode, I think the Fanatec actually comes in third place. I do prefer the ARC and the Derek Spear shifter to this one for a couple of very small reasons. Number one, it's the simplicity that a sequential shifter allows for. They have less moving parts and less things to go wrong over time. The other is that on the Fanatec, it has the knob that swivels slightly compared to the others that don't at all. The functional difference is actually very slight, so they both win in simplicity and less money. So I hope you've enjoyed this show and that it clears the air or answers any questions that you might have had about the Clubsport Shifter SQ. I encourage you to email me or comment on our videos, and we'll always be looking for those so that we get you the answers that you want. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.